Hello, my name is Nabil and Abed. I'm part of Schneider Digital in Digital Customer Relationship Organization, and I'm in charge of a few digital programs, all related to the frontline business and customer experience, with the aim to deliver the best-in-class customer experience to our customer, provide an ecosystem of innovative and integrated platform and solution, and manage operational efficiency through technical debt management program.
Thank you, Nabil, for joining me today.
It's my pleasure. Thanks, Vivek,
Thank
for
you.
inviting me.
Pleasure is all mine. I know we've been talking about sustainability, and we see Schneider has been really in the forefront to lead and inspire other global leaders. Do you want to share what Schneider is doing on sustainability and what's your view as a business leader?
Sure. Sustainability in Schneider is at the core of our purpose, culture, business and operating model. We have a dedicated program for sustainability in Schneider that we call SSI, Schneider Sustainability Impact, that include 11 target goals, global goals to achieve by 2025, complemented by hundreds of different targets and goals at the region and at the country level. And this is part of our 6 long-term commitment at Schneider, and that contribute to the United Nations Sustainability Development Goals.
Thank you, it's glad to hear. And I can also share that Nagarro and its leadership has also been trying in different ways on the sustainability. We've outreached the local communities to help us on road safety, car-free day, use of public transport, and also say no to single-use plastic. Yeah. Nagarro's also launched a program recently called Nagarian Cycle for Change, where we are pledging 1 million kilometers by April 22nd, 2024. And it's not just about health and well-being, it's about contributing towards a sustainable future. So I'm glad you will join me today to record kilometers against those pledge.
Very happy to be part of it. Thanks, Vivek.
Thank you. So Nabil, Nagarro and Schneider has been working together for now many years. What's your take on the partnership between Nagarro and Schneider? How do you see this?
Actually, during these remarkable 4 years of collaboration together, we have accomplished a lot together. To name just a few of them, we run projects like My Schneider Architecture Audit, like CPQ and quotation for software, like replatforming of our product experience backend platform. So as I'm used to said in Schneider, Nagarro is not a common vendor. It's a true partnership where we share the same culture, the same way Nagarro was able to understand our culture, our challenge, and to propose a solution that it is tailored for our needs.
Interestingly, you mentioned culture alignment between Nagarro and Schneider. Although I also see it, but I would like to hear from you. When you say culture alignment, what does it mean for you?
Yeah, actually there are a lot of similarity in our both culture when I see Nagarro team member working with us. We both foster in our culture innovation, which is key, which is very important, thinking breakthrough, which is very important to think out of the box. Definitively, we are sharing many attributes that are at the core of our both culture.
And I think that's wonderful, because I also see that way. I mean, if I was to ask you, I mean, since you mentioned culture now, if I was to ask you, what are the 3 things that differentiate Nagarro from rest of the vendors in your ecosystem? What would those be?
Yeah, there are a couple of things that differentiate Nagarro from the rest of the ecosystem and that make Nagarro kind of unique in their field. The first that came to my mind is the full ownership of the outcome. I mean, of the result, and really I'm committing to deliver the result. I mean, and the business outcome as it was for their purpose. The second one that is coming to my mind is bringing the business context with the technology in all the initiatives that we are doing. And the third one, of course, we were speaking about the culture, but again, culture is very important, quite unique, I see with Nagarro.
And I think business context is important, because without that, I feel you can't really do innovation unless you technology only cannot bring innovation, so business context is relevant. So, but thank you so much for your response.
You're very welcome.
So now we have many team members from Nagarro working for Schneider in different projects. Is there a message that you want to give to Nagarro team members from your perspective?
How I see Nagarro standing out from the others is due to its exceptional culture and people, as I said. And the team member of Nagarro always shows a willingness to go above and beyond, doing the extra mile, thinking breakthrough, and delivering outstanding result.
Thank you, Nabil. So following it up on my questions, if I was to ask you one or two projects and maybe explain what do you see has gone well in those projects, what would those be?
Actually, we run a lot of projects together, but if I have to maybe mention one or two, I will mention definitively the architecture audit that we ran on my Schneider program, which went very good and with a lot of valuable insight. So the purpose was to assess the scalability and the sustainability of the architecture of my Schneider. We had a lot of questions from our top executive leader about the scalability of that platform, and Nagarro was able to support us, to help us with a strong methodology, strong approach. By the way, you were applying a 360 framework with addressing all the aspects of the scalability. And be able to recommend. We had more than 100 recommendations that you also were able to help us to execute and to implement, and it was very successful. If I can mention another one, probably it could be also the support that you did on our CMS consulting assessment that we were asking. We were having very strategic need to assess how we can move to the next level of our content management system, and Nagarro was able to provide us with very, very valuable insight and details from business and technology standpoint on how we can manage and how what value we can have to move to a next gen of content management system.
Okay, so let me put you on a spot and ask you, if I was to ask you to define Nagarro in 3 words, what would those be?
Actually, the very first one that came to my mind, we see it from the first day of our collaboration, is the openness and the transparency of our relationship. We really like this openness and this transparency that we see from the management of Nagarro and from the team, from the team members that are working with us on day to day. Maybe the second one is the flexibility and adaptability, and we see it in some projects. This is the life of any project. Sometimes it's not going as expected from the beginning, and we see that Nagarro is always willing to support and to help by adapting and being flexible in the timing, in the budget, and this is something that we really appreciate. Maybe I will finish with the last one with the agility, because again it's part of our culture. And obviously it's part of Nagarro's culture as well, agility and proactiveness, and we see that sometimes, and this is very appreciable as well, Nagarro is able to proactively come to us and recommend some implementation on cybersecurity aspects, on some of the aspects, and we like this as well.
Thank you. Although I asked 3 words, but I will take whatever comes my way. So thank you so much for that feedback. So you talked about many times culture and innovation. So let me ask you a question in a slightly different way. How do you promote innovation as a culture in your organization? And also how Nagarro's org design and our approach to innovation helps you fulfill your project needs or your alignment?
I think both Schneider and Nagarro share a strong commitment to foster innovation. At Schneider, we actively promote innovation as a fundamental aspect of our culture. As I said, we foster a culture of breakthrough, of thinking out of the box, of trying, of not being scared by failing and trying again, iterating, and all these are part of the innovation. And I see that also when we collaborate with Nagarro in our different projects, that there are also this willingness to being a little bit to think out of the box and being innovative, to propose new solutions. And this is what makes probably our collaboration unique and amazing, and gives valuable result for our both companies.
Yeah, and one thing that I would add, and maybe if you allow me, Nabil, is challenging some of the status quos. And I don't know, I mean, how you see it, and you can describe Nagarro challenging some of the decisions or the status quos that Schneider has. Does that help you in making the right decision, or do you see that as an inhibition to move forward? So
no, this is definitively helping, and as I said, and this is the difference between a common vendor or a normal vendor that will follow and execute what we ask without challenging us, and a partner who can challenge us for the good, and who can warn us and who can guide us to the right direction based on your experience, because you have huge experience with many customers on this, on the different space and on the different technology that we want to implement. And we want this challenge, and we want this, that you are challenging the status quo.
thank you so much, Nabil. Thank you so much for joining me today.
You're very welcome, and it's my pleasure, and thanks for inviting me, and Vivek, thanks.
It was a pleasure.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.